Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing an 8.5 by 11 layout for Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. I'm following along. Today's sketch is by Sarah Davies. She does have a YouTube channel. I will link it down below. And you can also follow along on the playlist and see who else is creating today. I have another birthday layout that goes along with the same one as yesterday. This is his 10th birthday. And I'm using Shimelle's Field Trip collection, and I have dinosaurs and leaves and like a black and white. It reminds me of the Notebook from back in the day, and the cover. I have a red alpha, and I am going to use the red alpha today. I know yesterday I pulled it out. I ended up using the blue one, but I am going to use the red one. This paper here I'm just going to use for the photo mats. I thought I was going to use that blue polka dot paper. I end up changing my mind to the teal and yellow polka dot instead. And I will show you that when I get ready to get started on the layout. I have all these scraps. Basically, they're either an inch or a border strip, so they're only a quarter of or a half inch. And this layout calls for what, like 5 strips behind the photo going top to bottom, and then 3 more going bottom or left to right at the bottom. So I planned on using lots of scraps. I brought in this one because I want to use that little square or rectangle that says 1 through 10, because again, it is his 10th birthday, so I want to highlight that. This piece here I brought in because I like the arrows on the other side. I actually end up using the rainbow paper instead. Pretty much it went off of whatever looked good. And that's why I end up changing the background paper, because the polka dot paper just did not work. I was actually going to use the Wish, which is this paper here, as the main background. But it was just too much yellow for my liking. So here I brought in this other field trip paper that I still had in my stash, which has these beautiful flowers on it, and usually I don't use flowers. They're just not my jam. But these ones I really like. And I think it's because they're bright and colorful, and they're kind of tropical. They're kind of, um, I guess, what we would call dinosaur flowers. So I went ahead and used them. And the other side of this paper is the teal and yellow, which matches the yellow Wish paper. So it made for the perfect background paper. And then I'm going to actually put this flower paper right on top and cover up part of the Wish paper. So I doubled it up, and that is not in the sketch. That is something I just did because I liked the look of it. So that's what I decided to go with. I'm going to map my photo on that um, composition notebook. That's what it's called. Paper, which I love. And then his photo is just in black and white because it was taken in the dark. So it's not the best photo. Sometimes if you change your photo to black and white, it helps crisp up the details a little bit better. And he's covering his mouth because, once again, he always gets embarrassed when you sing him happy birthday. So I just thought it was a cute photo. I do have another photo of him where he's not covering his mouth, but I thought this one just kind of shows his personality a little bit more, and I liked it a little bit better. I'm going to end up popping up the 2 strips at the bottom, the stripe, the black and white stripe in the rainbow colors. So I haven't attached those down as of yet. I believe I leave all of it in as I put play foam on the back of it, just showing you how I do that. It's not hard, but I definitely do it step by step just to make sure that I'm not missing any little place that I need to put play foam. And also, I don't want to overlap any play foam. So I do it little by little. And here I'm going to put the other papers over here at the top. And I put the gray one, which is not from Shimelle. That one is actually Reminisce. It's a very thin paper. So it's definitely needs something to lay on. So that's a good thing it's a layer and not a piece by itself. And it was dinosaur related. It kind of looks like dinosaur scales, but since it's black or it's gray, it kind of matches the photo. So I went ahead and used that one. And then this one here is the like a rainbow stripe. And then the white one is actually not white. It does have colors on it. It looks like the spiral graph, which is an older art tool that I did as a child. I used to actually love to do the spiral graph. And that's what that paper actually looks like, but it's in rainbow colors. And then the red paper, which I love because his shirt is red in the other photos. But, since this one's black and white, but I still wanted to highlight the red. I'm going to put this paper here down at the bottom, which kind of looks like pebbles, like different colored pebbles. And then this one, I actually had it backwards, so to flip it around. And I don't always like circles, but the larger circles usually I can work with, and I definitely usually always like the end result. That is definitely the case with this one. I love the end result of this layout. So here's when I'm going to start adding all the play foam. I'm going to layer these two together. The little card says, the 1 through 10, and then his little photo. And I'm going to place play foam on all of that, and then start adding the other layers on the front of it and continue to add play foam. And everything will be popped up except for some of the leaves. Some of the leaves I'm actually going to tuck in behind it. So I definitely want to get those in place before I glue it down. So another reason why I'm doing it piece by piece so that I can get it laid in the right area and then get everything layered up. I'm just lining it up, making sure it's straight. It's going to end up not being straight and I'm going to have to fix it. But you'll see how I do that too. I almost always have to rip something off and fix it and make it more even or straight because I think it's straight, but it's not. And this one, it actually was not straight, so I did have to fix it. And I have a little box you can see kind of to the right over there. It just has play foam scraps in it, and that's what I'm using. It doesn't matter on the color because you're not going to see the color. It's underneath it. But this layout, actually, I can use all the colors because this is such a colorful layout. And like I said, I do love the end result, and I'm so glad that I pulled out Field Trip to use with these photos. And this is where this one here, I'm like, this is not straight. This has got to be off. And it was just slightly, but it was off enough that I was noticing it. I'm going to fix that, put this one back down, put this back over here. And most of that paper with like the I think it looks like little stones or little scraps of paper, colored paper on it, gets covered up. But it is there. You can see it just slightly on the left and the right when the layout's done. So I definitely am okay with covering most of it up. I cut that one of those blue leaves in half. I'm going to use half on the left, half on the right. And those leaves were actually fussy cut from a different paper. And I still had them in the ephemera pack because I hadn't used them on a layout. I still have another sheet of that paper, and I do plan on using it for the, I'm going to have a final double page layout. I believe it's the second to last day at the end of the month. That will be the other layout that goes with these birthday photos. And that will pretty much finish off Field Trip for me. I'll have a few, I definitely have enough scraps and like ephemera pieces even to do more layouts with Field Trip, but I'll definitely have to get a little bit more creative with what papers I use because I'm not sure I will have very many papers left except for scraps when I get done with the birthday layout. But I'm okay with it because I've had this collection for a long time, but it definitely is one of my all-time favorites. So here I'm going to tuck in this other leaf over here. And the little dinosaurs were also fussy cut from a dinosaur paper that is going to come out also in that last layout. And I just love the dinosaurs. I love the skeleton dinosaurs. Those are my favorite to use on layouts. And so I'm just laying it over here, and both of them are looking the wrong direction instead of looking into the layout. Usually you want embellishments to look into the layout, not away from the layout. But this one, I decided it was okay if they were looking out versus looking in. There's no rhyme or reason. That's just the way that they looked better to me, so that's the way I did it. And again, I'm popping them up on play foam if they're hanging off the edge. I'm going to get ready to put it down because I'm pretty much done with that large cluster at the bottom now. And then I'm going to add one more cluster after I glue this down. I can't believe I left all that in, but I guess, it's okay. Every once in a while, you guys need to see that I really do glue everything down. I'm just making sure it's straight before I move on, and it is, according to the T-squared, straight. So I'm going to go ahead and push it down, and then I'm going to add in a couple of little flowers that I fussy cut, and I still need to add those in. I fussy cut those from the scrap papers. And then these little clouds I cut with metal dies. And I'm just going to put 3 clouds up here at the top. And then I'm going to put the little pterodactyl bones up there at the top. And I know if, it was real life, he wouldn't be flying because he's dead. But everything else in the layout doesn't really make sense. It's dinosaur related. So it's okay. I'm going to put the little pterodactyl on play foam, and I'm going to put it up there at the top with the clouds. And like I said, I like the end result. I love the sketch. It was a great sketch. And I did flip it. So my stripes that are going top to bottom are on the right hand side versus the left hand side. But that's the good thing with sketches is you can always flip it, turn it, and make it a little bit more of your own. So I wanted all the colors up there at the top too, where the little pterodactyl is going. And then my title is just going to be Big 10 because that is a big milestone to turn double digits. That's what I went ahead and titled it. I could have titled it Double Digits, but he actually has another layout that's going to be in his album that's titled Double Digits. So I decided just to title it Big 10. Here I'm just holding it up so you get a little close-up look at it. I do have some close-ups for you guys to look at. And hopefully you guys enjoyed today's layout. I will see you tomorrow with another layout. And thanks for coming by. If you're new, please like and subscribe and come back. I do try to post almost every day. Bye.